I would like to welcome you to the Caveat Lector Salon on this Memorial Day night. Thank you for coming out, even though the rain has discouraged some. Tonight, we are very, very pleased to have Mary Marcia-Casoly reading for us. Mary Marcia is author of the poetry collection Run to Tenderness, the chapbook Lost Pages of Bird Lore, and she's the editor of Fresh Hot Bread.
Yeah.
Yummy. Her poetry has appeared in journals and online magazines, including Big Bridge, The Tower, Journal, 9th Street Laboratories, and Caveat Lector. Her poem, Australia Dreaming, also appears in the Aha Dada Reader #3. And I believe Australia Dreaming will be appearing in the book-length collection of Sestinas, coming out sometime next year or so. So, please join me in welcoming Mary Marcia-Casoly.
Thank you. Thank you for all being here. It's really wonderful to have this time with you and build your friendship and get to know you. I've passed around some artwork. These are, I also do some visual vispo, and I made some copies, butterfly and a bird, and I passed them out. There's still some here if you didn't get one, and no, you didn't get one, but there's some here, and if you didn't get one and when there's none, just let me know and I could send you one. I begin with this one, which is there's a bird. This is called Now You Travel. Empty. Now you travel, little masts. Iron in the fire. That the bird is flying free of the cage. And this one is for today, Memorial Day. This is what I did for it. It's the watercolor pastel. Remember. Remember why our live mist X. And what I have tonight is, for the most part, visits to Thailand, where I was in Thailand 12 years ago, and then quite recently returned from another visit to Thailand. Two very different trips. One trip which was enmeshed in culture and hot food and intensity, hugely intense. And this jacket is from there, and this hat is from Thailand, from the very first trip. And the second trip was also interesting, that this is more of a tourist trip, a trip where everything is there for you, brought to you, and at your ease, to be eased into Thailand, to have the beach and the sunlight and the jungle and the natural side. So I'm going to begin tonight's reading with Window Bangkok. Pardon me. I'm going to.
Flow away.
Yeah. Window Bangkok. She is a mystery soup, a city, a portal of fish stock, spearmint and bird's eye peppers and yam. Morning like jasmine buds strung into bracelet, the rooster crow, jet planes roar, stalls of watermelon, mangosteen, dragon's eyes, and rambutans. Golden arills of jackfruit shine. A flexible pole is slung over one shoulder, with a basket on each end. She passes it across the river to you. Every smile greets you. There is more bottom than top, as every child knows. Long-tail boats fish heavily from side to side. Through canal, red flower vines dangle from stilt legs, from loose patchboard houses. Children wave, painted fans, glittering puppets, bamboo motorcycles, bronze elephants, masks, and sarongs, all for sale. Her ancient piece of buttery flesh became mine, her ruins, her altars, teak floors. Please be to remove your shoes. Every discrepancy has already been told. A tangle of silk. I drank from a giant jar of monastery rainwater. I felt the python's weight around my neck, along my arm. Shrimp paste tasted of kaffir lime, pandanus custard wrapped in banana leaves, pineapple rosettes, rose apple, sticky rice with mangoes. I did not know what I knew then. Segments are to be gently pulled apart. I spread myself out like a petal, made love leaves whole, biting down on the hidden pepper. It brought tears to my eyes, fire to my tongue, a longing for more.
Yeah.
And this little poem is about this hat.
It's a great hat.
Reverie. She dangles thread, midnight blue, unravels the velvet sky, feeding myth-then, tiger's breath, through her needle's eye. Stitching begins, embroideries of the rainbow's underside. The one door faces the mountain lit by steep rows of cabbage, corn, strawberries, not miles to measure distances, but patterns, repetitions, thread work, healing color, color catching color, eye attracts eye, a pluck of river summons the Chinese dulcimer plays. Gone out of nowhere, become somewhere, the weight of it binds rooster thread, spiraling narrow, ridge after ridge, the one electric machine lays down roads. Embroidered by hand these rainbow beams, a mutual bridge, a ladder, lighten the needle path, descent and rise, a trace of spools, shine with interior moonlight. Her practiced hand sews in the dark for years, headlong the poppies sway, always stay close to sky and running water.
Yeah.
In a way, we'll begin with the beginning and the end with the beginning and back and forth. Calsac, full moon in January. We lay heads down, drifting drowsy on a deck after a full meal. A day of kayaking, our first night of jungle, surrounds us in jet romance. A wild tiger somewhere prowls, or a Malay sun bear, also known as the honey bear, may attack us in one nocturnal swipe. Our young man strums his guitar, and the full moon takes my misguided teardrop. I think we had him sing every song he knew. Cut off from the world, no Wi-Fi, no satellite, out of range, the generator off. Do we feel like lost lovers then? No need to understand the exact words of a Thai love song, and so I concentrate to make passage, send one to cross oceans, leap time zones, one to reach my bird, to you the intimate places I've buried my hand. Don't forget. I caress your name. Moonlight steals into a floating bungalow where I sleep. Song. Chiefly the first movement was cage bubbles, singing. The second movement, a motion of waves, sighing. The third, palm leaves tapping a rising tambourine moon. The fourth, a choir vibrating cicada. The last, a vast, very gradual whistle moan, arcing upward. Gibbons calling their mates home from a long weekend, nights out. Thais say, lover, do you hear my song? Let it bring you back to my tree. Come back, Bill Bailey. Oh, won't you please, please come home? Live performance. A calm sea, warm like bathwater. Through limestone karst we approach the nave in kayaks, an open church filled with urchin monks. They greet us, a slight bow, palms pressed together, a gentry of living rock cling to the walls, their noble chant for those with ears of a starfish. Sacred works. Ocean and beach were one enormous playroom, as if the genius of creation had recently hatched itself, as if that which is visible yet would soon be born. What houses us doesn't matter too much, but dying to pillow talk with, dying for a lullaby. To this panorama, everywhere sacred.
Yeah.
There must be some symbolic significance to the red-whiskered bubble. That's what we thought when we ran to them, birds in cages, dozens outside of storefronts across the street. What am I but a bird in a cage myself? I've owned zebra finches. What difference, these tropical birds? Such a marvelous song and sharp eye, handsome, like waxwings, or a bit like a female cardinal. Every other house in southern Thailand seemed to have one cage. So many shapes, sizes, designs hang in the window and doors. Some cages even decorated in pearl. Rare is the bubble, heard singing wild and free on a sunlit morning. They are nearly gone. They say those with the most expressive voices are forest netted. Red-vented bubble with that distinctive crest, red vent, as that red patch in the seat of his trousers. They sing their boastful territory song when two cages are placed together. Beautiful battles with voice alone. It may sound so sweet, beguiling to your ear, but stressful for them. How long will they live? The prize song is a battle cry of their potency. These birds are judged for song, complexity, and loudness. A serious business. A winning bird may fetch as much as 500,000 baht, or say 17,200 US dollars. Could this be? So, a bird just as much as a winged lottery ticket. And the odds? Are they any better? Such a song in tough times, you could do worse. Even without winning, they sing, flit delicately and fleet. Any dealer will tell you that their birds were bred in captivity, but the red-whiskered bubble's nesting ways are not conducive to confinement. The seller will say they were, same thing as domestic canaries. Oh no, this cannot be so. Once northern bubbles were safe, free-ranging, but now as southern Thailand birds are caught, poachers turn to the north, deer-trapped sopranos, singing so Mary Poppins. Chimkinachu, chimkinachu, chu-chimakin, chimkinachu, kimchinachu, chin-chin, chin-jabir, chin-chin, chin-jabir, chimkin, 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 choo. And that's like it too. And now a brief trip to the car. I Ching. She thinks she hears a bell, but there is nothing that sound could. Moment is made. There will be free course, no one to distress you in exits or entrances. Friends come and no error is committed. Return and repeat the proper course. There will be advantage in whatever direction. On the day of the winter solstice, they shut the gates of the passes from one state to another, so that traveling merchants could not pursue their journey, nor the prince go on with the inspection of altered states. The full moon waning was directly outside her bedroom window, peeping tomcat. Everything is harmonious. There is no opportunity at the moment to confer on him the glory of reward. We see the little gone and the great coming. All women have them. The woman at the little blue Fox Theater wore a leopard-spotted midriff blouse, her slight bulge rounding over her slack waistband. What is desire only when looking at the calendar? There, here, craving undeniable and deniable at the same moment. Well, reading about Thailand before we went on this second trip, I came across a fairy tale. So now I give you a little version, there are many, there are a bit more than 50 versions of this. Kinnery. I am flying on words, the ones you've spared to the secret south. I never leave for old age. My hair tangles, my golden torso inhales and exhales. My arms carry the laundry of the alphabet. All undoings do not stay forever put. My wings and tail and feet, or they are of many birds. I can remove these turned osprey kite wings at will and wear a mask of crested serpent eagle or Eurasian green magpie, any. But I can't keep the mask from falling off without my knowledge. Anyway, you know a bird surprises from behind, never head to head. Such is a good bird etiquette. At times clouds smudge. The fine print is hard to read. Words float like tea leaves in a ceramic six-sided lotus cup. I yearn for a sign now. Now my sights are changing. And here is my red herring. Oh, my swan dive slimmer. Oh, my yellow mina, not mine, slings. My pigeon-toed coos don't coo heels. My fault to have caught from net of my own device. I should have seen it coming, but I love that voice, that song. Curiosity drops a watermelon on a cat with cold turkey blues. I ate a crystal magic seed, a magic mushroom Fruit Loop. I became disenchanted. Now I must dance for the worship of fire, or forever be imprisoned and free. Imprisoned and free. Just between you and me, that attractive distance horrifies. Between us is horrifying. Indeed, it is something out of that movie, The Birds. But I try not to pluck all of my feathers about it. I did not murder the butterfly blind. Oh, these eyes were once so sharp, I could tilt my head, spot a fly before it itched, a fish before it fell overboard the boat, and the worm now is my sight being nibbled away. I feel so far away. Dearest men, memento of water dabblings and tweet wishes, tell me what to do. Will I be able to read my creative advance from branch to branch, or leave it to chance? Will I ever dance? Oh, memento of feather trappings, and bless my sweet kisses, tell me what to do. I changed my shape, and the silver man wept red, as he gazed into my eyes at the bar, eyes swimming, hugs kin. Darling kin, I can't write, I've got to fly. You know how it is. Turn yourself into an owl. Buy yourself some reading glasses, so easy to purchase. See with your own eyes, some old Thai dance theater, 1929 on YouTube. Get familiar with a masked man extra of a dance drama. Bye, love men. There is no sorrow like the sorrows of an old crow. All aboard for the old crow medicine show. No sorrow like the barn swallows hung strangled under the bridge tangled in wire. I pull the thread through the eye of the needle of days and wind them on bobbin of silkworm. Complexity, complicity, complexity. I am charmed when I get through the lot with clatter and twits. It's not a living, but I'm free to exit and enter when called. It's not a curtain call. It's not a telephone call. It's not a deck call. Beware of keeping me out. I'll bore a hell in as beware of keeping me out. I'll bore a hole in as go to hell. You may find a songbird or raptor useless, but all birds exit and enter betwixt human and mystic worlds. You think you're not endangered. You who loves a chair of the highest crag in the forest Himalayas. You who recovers the cool heart and fevered. Who said I was as humble as a cattle bird? I can be proud as a godless peacock with Argus eyes, even if this amnesiac angel seems to know blind, tone-deaf, clumsy clown. She will. It's just this curse because I dance without dancing. I sing without song. Until someone understands and values this, it is alike in all fairy tales. I bound over, near enough to my loves, not to touch, but only to be able to protect them and theirs. Not only that, but make light of it too. Look the other way. Every aspect of myself is joined, feather to your flouncer, breast to your still gorget, talons to your clawfoot sofa, your salt and pepper hair to my super-streaked extensions and ostrich boa. You know, I am given to moments of malaproposition. I never listen to what I say. But you know what I mean, don't you? Tsunami of wrecked friendship, tsunami of damaged proximity, tsunami of computer distractions forever in debt, tsunami of murmurating starling, tsunami, a series of water waves caused by displacement, displacement caused over time by unconscious defense, an opposition of a large emotion volume of water, typically an ocean or blue lake of tears, being the lover and the beloved. No offspring in this nest, darling. No eggs come between our special attention. We've been ever embracing. We are quite separate. Life is a prism of perpetual pleasures, tea and tweedle, sweet cream insects, and tea kettle out popcorn. You brought forth music, dance, poetry, interest in every topic, opinions about genre, musicians, inventions I'd never heard of before. Humans, I am delighted with all of it. I shed my wings again and again and again, looking for a heron's patience, but once again I get stuck with these brown chapped wings caked with incense. In other words, at the moment, I burn, burn, burn as a leaf bird or scarlet trogon. That is to say, I will phoenix the fire, but why and how? How can I dance on coals of fire? I wish to grate cinnamon on your boiled rice, mop up your sky with a squeegee, car wash your downpour, shower you with fresh stalks of lemongrass, shade you from the wicked sun with hibiscus flowers. My sisters are 7 and 7 and 7. They are many beauties. Of course I knew. How could I not know how they sing and dance, and mine is the light hand on the happy rooster cock feather. Mine is the wild pheasant dangle. There is some concern about avian flu around Thailand and the world. First and last thought at night. First cup of tea with bread and dragon fruit, my offering in the spirit house. Mine is the small puppet doll with pulled hair from the sea, wearing a lost amulet. Mine is the moon which splits itself into orange sections, bound to what surrounds my loves as long as be needed, bound until at last I can dance as fire itself. This is my fate then. How lucky I have staying power. I am ageless. No one ever wants a fairy tale to end. My love catches at my foot and I carry you away on curlicues. Indecently, you vanish. One day the spell will be broken. We will, shall we dance like Wile Coyote, like Wile E. Coyote, and I will be Roadrunner in America. We will. Okay, well, this is what's next. I'll find up to it. Right now, we'll do a little duet with Jack Foley. Let me take a quick.
Okay. We will, we will.
Well. Okay, that's it.
Just to figure out how to do the microphone.
Okay. Ready?
I think so.
Plant your seeds on the dark side of the moon or exile of chairs. Give me a piece of your mind, unlashing. Ideas and old ladies, another ocean. Minds questing, unlong push. Someone had wanted to go but not go it along. Global warming. Miss how close, but the bird flew away. Confidence. Miss you, little sister, how you laughed and wrote.
What?
Otter clock, it could just sit a while in the alley. Speak to me of sunflowers near the stained glass window. Let the house sparrows free. Heck points, the sound of a hand to volleyball. Ages, with the velocity you were so brave. Anti-waste, in the dark I miss how reason went unspoken. Backwards, further, dig further. How much I realized was released in me by your laughter. Rafts, wounds, Twin Peaks, crazy flock of miners. Heck, bells stopped ringing from the bell tower. Round up, face directions of the bay waters. Turn stare, the red-eyed monster, TV antenna in the eye. Aliciousness, pastries from Plate's Bakery, Innocent Bank. Newsmen, their commentaries of America, and postal counter. Surf market, the fountain jerk. Assiduous, where we might have sat side by side. Strangers. Renation, where neighbors bought flowers. Et me, shoulder your black parodies. Et me rest. Tonight, we'll catch the J streetcar backwards. Ready. Okay. On Nang Tang Beach, Khao Lak, Thailand. A vine snake, a whip snake, man, they are impossible. With venom like that, you could go into shock. You could rewrite history, rewire the future, indulge in karmic yoga, service the jungle, eat fries whole, attention to detail. Some big mouths don't bother to check what's right in front of their face before digging in. Attention to attitude, tongue slip to what's on the radar. Yellow bird, gecko, fish. Today is not the moment to shed your skin. Jedi, lag, effortless. Snake
unlaced shoelaces
so
are
freely in
dangerous,
Bangkok,
because
venom
some
can be
huckster
lyrical in
lost
love.
in the
Whip snake, needle length of time to
thinner
give him a
than
chance to
yesterday,
disappear
kept
into the
himself
jungle.
to
Who'd
the
let a
wall
snake bite them?
unnoticed.
20
Snake
minutes.
thin
The
as
prisoner
yesterday
is
could
kept
be
subdued.
dangerous
Snake
as an
hooked by
untied
neck,
shoelace,
tossed against
green
the wall,
with black
grabbed
white
across the
checkers,
entire
a
length
vine,
wall. Any
snake, a
attempt to
whip,
race
snake
into
not
beach
poisonous,
bags or
part
underneath
of the
towels,
forbidden,
thwarted
snake
under
bite,
house
bite,
arrest.
kiss,
The
thin
warm
as
blue
yesterday,
air
thin,
Stanley
thinner than
Shore.
a
He might
kiss,
have
forbidden
disappeared. He
on
might
the
have
night
lived
beach,
without our
dropped,
prodding,
whip
poking.
snake, vine
An old
snake,
man with his
checkered,
tie
black,
stick over
white,
on his
green,
lap. Baby
unlaced
shaking
shoelaces
water
are
ring,
dangerous.
ancient lovers
There's some
embrace.
huckster
This woman
lost
is
in the
not ashamed at
rainforest.
90. In her black string snake bikini, her magical charm amulet, I wished then that I had been bitten, forced out of paradise, as dangerous. It would have been a blessing, an emergence on the brick of the year of the snake reborn.
Forest.
All right, now for something completely different.
That was hard.
Okay, now we're back to what doesn't get written on a postcard. Brim too full. Perhaps all I was saying is that I have overslept. Midair quietly hung into my mosquito net. The future nothing if not tropical, as a leaf-curled silkworm, the old lie of the earth unfolds its skin. I cry in strangler figs, music recites the sky in lianas, and old memory has swiped my ears. Aren't you so smug to fit inside a standard come? Open your sea gypsies, a little orgasm wants to sing and accompanies a brief midnight cyclone. Bring back my never words, cicada, bring them back. The laughing orchid turns refugee. Slow and quick, such a lift, of butterflies. What I didn't say, I trust, will arrive by taxi. This is the poem I want to meet face to face. The sleeping dog star was snapped up and swallowed by the crocodile Big Dipper. The 7 chicks that fell into the fire were reborn as stars in the sky. Chili pepper hot, my pulse clings to red silk threads, penetrate blue water, fulvous, forest, skimmer. Say, the water monitor runs through the sprinkler, unmistakable. Down by the creek near the hotel, the yellow long-tailed bird taught its young to catch insects on the wing, neatly as a teacup fits its saucer. How intricate the scroll of Thai lettering. Ask a word, Buddha, syrup horn, glorious blessings. Restless curlicues bring Molly long and short, Molly, garland of flowers. Return to the shore and watch the wet sand shine, longboat, sandalwood, lemongrass, and Thai basil. Desire celebrates moonlight. If I overslept, then all I might not have said was empty and full to the brim. One of the things we did on this trip, one of the most adventurous and one of the things that was most difficult for me, was that we went into a cave. And we had to go into the cave and then also go into the creek water, which had flooded some part of the cave, to get to the other side to continue viewing the cave, which was really very interesting. It's an experience to go down into that other realm. So this is Nataglu Cave, Nimtalu Cave, Nimtalu Cave.
Namtalu.
Am I getting it wrong?
Namtalu.
Namtalu.
That's right.
Okay, we got Namtalu. Into an enormous yaw, one guide in front and one at rear. Dust loosens, we thread into a mouth of rock on the tongues of older life, a different dimension. Tiny insects dance for a time, it headlamps and vanish. This vastness does not reach far. This brightness does not reach far. Overwhelming to spelunk narrow portage, weave around boulders. Gorgons and gargoyles lurk, child terror buried alive. The cold shock of creek runs through this cave, flooding chambers, wading in, creek fingers, knees, waist, breast. Even though I am sure of my life jacket, it makes me float uncertain. Not quite the experience of deprivation capsule, but there is terror. Can't catch breath, losing hold, groping at a rope strung across to where nothing. Struggling with Dante. No visible bottom, no end. Some hostage feels swarms through the last breath of every lover or child ever held in my arms. I can't lose you. I am trembling, mumbling. I'll be all right. Impossible. Impossible. I'll be all right. It's going to be all right. Voices jumble with shadows. Splashes, a braille translator. And souls wait always pending. Thousands of bats hung above in their sleep dreaming us. Cave spider and spine crickets make some slight movement to clear my ransom. Then the firm hand of the guide hauls me up on solid rock. In moments, we are all hugging each other on a ledge where we can stand again. What is this passing over? Victory is brief. We squeeze farther through narrow spaces, step into great rooms towards small, dull purple mineral formations, thin sparkling cascades that cling and flow, smooth in rock, and there on the far wall something stares. A ghost crab's eyes have embedded themselves and now look out through my eyes. Just as if I pressed my own mark, painted my own soul of yearning, left it there to be witnessed. Yes, it's a bit like that movie, Cave of Forgotten Dreams, without the music. At least in some senses, people hid here from political abuse, and those more recently drowned, swept forward by flash flood, helpless, died. Perhaps I have redeemed myself in some small fashion, graced by the exit. I need you, Kingfisher, flushed from a jungle, bush in dim light, fear and rage, not to be abandoned. The heart says it is a dark velvet cocoon, says relax, only a storm at sea. I forgive places. The heart says seldom do we scepter, says the fish eagle dominates the sky. Shady places, forgive the sun. The heart says every day a portion of the self resists, says confide in me, I'm your lover. Locals have insisted that tigers roam this area. The heart says answer with your organs, says learn slowly, teach the catfish to dance. I see you together and I forgive green coconuts. The heart says trust to a sweet confluence, says tongue cannot speak, it can only thrust out its ache. I see them together and I forgive the gecko attached to the ceilings. The heart says some other name is writ on the inside of our skin, says it could be simpler, but living is. I understand that. Maybe the last bubble is singing in Thailand. The heart says reverberate, make the weather change, says sing wildly as cicadas in a humid jungle night. I forgive the sharp moonlight trapped in my wrist. The heart says pump and funnel the path, says lose your death ghost wish. I forgive my mangrove constantly celebrating. The heart says whisper, listen, then speak bouquets, with the first climax over and over to the very last. I speak through smuggled parents. The heart says pillows upend themselves in different beds, says yield to the butterfly flute. I am the lighthouse. The heart murmurs with the force of the other flush, with the Andaman Sea. I'm reading Thailand, and it's Sunday on the beach, sky lanterns. Tonight is not the celebration of lights festival, but an ordinary incandescent night. Dirty and Toto in Thailand. Wish you were here, scribble in pencil, there's no place like. Kites fail, but don't speak of it. Nothing fills the paper shell entire but the infinite limitation. Long is there the flame heat rises, and they launch, floating upward, up in space. Catch fast, strangers, desire nothing curbs it. Be weightless, innocent messenger. Burn a note for luck, rise, rise. Be your own reconnaissance, your own peril. For each shadow cast, there is the other and another. Flaming pie, oil paper lantern, sexy lampshade. Your fury appeases, your charms exceed. Your extinguisher gushes, wish lanterns, how they dazzle my eyes. Hot air, paper balloons, flying lanterns, walk the ballroom sky. The man in the stiff collar suit keeps the paper walls from collapse. For each shadow, there is the other, no thunder, no wind. For each shadow cast, there is another. Affix your note to the paraffin wing, the wheel balanced inside the shell. The sea has swallowed the sunset. A few white spirals rise, rise, rise. Below, light sparkles on the liquid darkness. White caps break, fall. One by one, sky lanterns pass out, sink 1 foot, wet, warm, fanning out to the brink. Dot, 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 double dot, 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 double dot, 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 dot.